So, in one of my polls, I was just asking if some of you want some guidance regarding dealing with a narcissistic ex. Some of you were replying to my poll that you would like some insight on this topic. And so I thought I would give it to you now. And so I have a few things that I think are key from what I have experienced and learned in a very painful way, being a sensitive person. And so, of course, depending on the situation where you are right now with your ex, this, of course, is a general video. So, as always, if you need more help and insight and support and guidance, honestly and authentically, when you're dealing with a narcissistic ex in any way that you feel that you need help, do reach out to me, or at least buy my self-help book, because it will also give you honest guidance and insight on this, how to really, take charge of your own life to be moving on. But of course, if you want a more of a deep dive into your situation and authentic help and support, then I do suggest that you book a call with me. Because of course there is the shock first, because if you did not see the red flags, you did not realize that you have been in a toxic, unhealthy relationship with a narcissistic person, because this this can be real in your life, that you have not acknowledged that you're dealing with one, because you might be so used to being used and abused that you become completely blind to when somebody is trying to use and abuse you. And this is what happened to me. So I just want to mention it here, that first you need to be having the clarity because you are a sensitive earth angel, empath, highly sensitive person, especially if you are a sensitive woman and you're dealing with a narcissistic man. So I believe that us women, especially if we have been scapegoated as children, we are so sensitive. We are intuitive, yes, but we are so sensitive that it really hurts a lot. And it is a big shock when the truth comes out, that you have to realize that you are in a relationship that is very unhealthy, very toxic, and this person is not who you thought and believed that they were, that the person who you loved does not exist. So then in the aftermath of that shock, that shock might last for some time. So you need to be able to, again, be merciful on yourself and being compassionate towards yourself, because you cannot always be suffering. And if you blame yourself and carry all of that guilt and shame and pain within you, fear and all of those emotions that are negative, they are destroying you. And so it's not healthy to be in that state. So that is why you need to start supporting yourself ASAP, so that you can be recovering from that shock. So you need distance from that person. So going no contact is crucial. So the more you can distance yourself from this person as much as possible, then you are giving yourself the support that you need. because you need to distance yourself from them. They are not good for you in any way, and they won't be, likely. Of course, you can pray for their healing and things like that, but don't wait around for them to hurt you more, and don't wait around for them to heal. So you need to be creating that healthy distance, no contact. If you can, of course, just block them on every possible channel. So especially if they are stalking you, if you are in a situation with an ex who is stalking you, that you feel and you see that you cannot have peace from them, and they are preventing you from moving on and healing and recovering and claiming your life back. So of course this can take more drastic actions that you might have to involve the police authorities, for example, or if you have trustworthy people in your life who actually are there for you, then of course accept and ask and take their help. That would be, of course, very good. Because usually they do stalk their exes, and they feel like you are still their property because that's how they view you. That's the harsh truth of that reality. And they don't want to take any accountability or responsibility of their own doings. They don't want to seek help, or even if they claim that they would seek help, for example, to hoover you back, it can be just words. So usually it is just words. There is nothing that you can actually really trust in this person. Of course, healing takes its own time. And because healing is not linear, we can have different days, days of stress, panic, fear, sadness, feeling the emptiness, feeling the loss of that person who you loved and trusted and who broke your heart. Because you are a deep feeling person and easily trusting and kind, giving, loving, caring person. So of course for these reasons as well, it's harder for you to distance yourself and go no contact and move on, but you have to do it, especially if you have children or pets. You have to protect them also. And every healthy outlet, again, is good, like journaling or walking in nature in peace, where nobody is tormenting you, yelling at you, things like that. So everything that you can do to have peace of mind is very healing, very important. Taking time for rejuvenation and to be able to calm your nervous system down, which is, of course, self-care. Listening to your body, your body's needs, because your mind and your body do need healing. If you're like me, then clarity does serve you a lot, because I needed a lot of clarity. I was searching for answers, and it was so painful to be going through everything by myself that I didn't have anyone who would have understood what I was going through when I was in these situations. And it's so easy to blame yourself. Like you feel like such a fool, you feel like an idiot. But then, of course, you have to be, again, like I said, you have to be merciful and compassionate towards yourself, that you're not blaming yourself for other person's problems. Because it's just not acceptable. But yeah, because it's not a light switch that, you cannot just shift from suffering from this kind of an experience to healing and thriving, especially if this has been going on your entire life. Like you did not have parental support either as a child, which happened to me. It is a lot of work. It is years of work. And I'm just saying that, you just need to be giving yourself as much peace as possible. Because there are the feelings, there's the broken heart, then there are memories, then there's the trauma bond, then there's the codependency. So you need to be cutting a lot of toxic energetic cords. You cannot be attached to them anymore. So you need to be distancing yourself in every way. So this this also means cutting off those cords physically and spiritually, emotionally and mentally. That your health is now the priority. They are not your priority. So you need to think about yourself now. And you're likely very hurt and crying and upset and shocked and feeling very alone, especially if you don't have people around you. Usually, as God's chosen ones, like I've been saying, usually we don't have anyone who would actually understand us and be there for us. And these are the big reasons why I'm also here creating content on my Instagram and my threads and my YouTube, because, this is my work now, my life mission. And so it is, because it's so important to be able to really address these issues, because it's not a life if you are suffering alone. So being rational with yourself, giving yourself peace of mind, taking care of yourself. These are what you need to practice every day, not abandoning yourself. The narcissist has abandoned you in every way possible, but it's crucial that you do not abandon yourself. And of course, if there are some legal affairs when it comes to this person, then self-care is crucial with those as well, because you need to be embracing yourself. And then, of course, that you don't go back to them anymore, because when you finally cut them off, don't give them any more chances. You have to teach them that they had enough chances with you and there is no more of them. Because likely he will test your boundaries if he just can. Or, if that narcissistic person can, they will. This is usually the pattern, how they just act, that they don't just give up on their victims. They will try to hoover those victims, those supplies back into their life, and they might even pretend to have changed. You can be very drained out and feeling so exhausted and hopeless, and you're completely out of touch with yourself, disconnected with yourself, with your soul, with your personal power. So that is why you need, these are the reasons as well why you need the distance, the peace of mind, why you need to be really able to gather your thoughts together so that they are not taking space in your mind. And again, of course, it can help if you remind yourself that it's their issues, it's not yours. That you have your own life and your own things to deal with. And so this is also a big reason why I just want to address these issues in my own honest, authentic way, because I did not find, for example, on YouTube, when I was in that situation, that I was searching for help and support and guidance and insight on YouTube when I was really in shock and in panic because of my abusive exes. Yes, of course, they helped me, but ultimately I could not find a single person who would have really been for me, because I'm this sensitive earth angel, empath, highly sensitive person. So it makes such a big difference. So of course it was even more painful, like when I have faced these enablers, flying monkeys, people who did not either believe me or they just could not help me. They didn't listen to me. They didn't pay attention to my trauma and these things, what I've gone through. And I have felt like I have to be this superhuman who is just saving the world and who is always there for others, but nobody there for me. And maybe you might resonate with this feeling, because what I have found out is that usually as God's chosen ones and earth angels, empaths, highly sensitive people, especially women, we can do so much for others, but then we're just left alone. But I do amplify the healing process, of course, after you have taken the first steps to be taking the healthy distance, to be creating the peace of mind, your health, start to take care of yourself with, small steps. Because when you've been through severe trauma, you have to give yourself slack, and you have to understand that you cannot likely be doing like taking these big leaps, like if you understand what I'm saying, that when you really take small steps, it helps. Because a narcissist has really stolen your autonomy, your identity. They have been affecting your life, destroying your health and your mental health and your life in so many ways that there can be a long list of these things. So, of course, what I have experienced, like I said, having clarity, being rational, being able to calm down, to feel safe, those are the first steps into healing, into moving on and recovering. And again, if they are still stalking you and you don't have any connections with them, just be blocking them everywhere. Of course, if you have children with them, then it's always more difficult, because usually they want to fight for the kids. And this means a court case, and of course if you have been married to a narcissist and you're going through a divorce, of course those are even more difficult because there's the legal aspect. And that would basically make an entire other video. In this one, I just wanted to share general tips, what you should do now if you're really struggling with the feelings, like what can I do, and you know, all of that. But as well, as I've been saying in my videos, when I've been talking about justice and going to court, again, of course, your own strength, your own personal power, your own belief in yourself, self-love, self-care, you know, understanding and knowing your own truth and being truthful is basically all that matters, because, you know, truth and love will always prevail because they are completely transparent. They are not lies. They're not manipulation. They are the truth. So eventually they win. You just have to repeat yourself like a mantra that what happened was very toxic. It was very, very unhealthy. It has not been okay, and what you need is to have the peace and the truth, and to be able to love yourself and your children, your pets, your home, you know, protect your home, your life from all kinds of domestic violence now, because you have to have that goal in your life now, that you're not going to tolerate any more abuse, that you will dare to communicate your healthy boundaries and opinions. So stick to your truth and self-love, and you will notice that one moment at a time you will be healing and recovering, and you can discern who is healthy for you as a partner and who is not, because you have all of this experience that you really become wiser and stronger in the end when you do really cut this person off and you do heal from that heartbreak and you do realize that it was so unnecessary, basically. But yeah, you can be proud of yourself that you are healing and taking care of yourself. But of course, all of this pain, this abuse is so unnecessary. And for me, it has been one of the most liberating feelings and thoughts when I discovered my wholeness again. And actually, it was in a completely new way that I saw my life truthfully as it was after all my work, and I could really feel myself being so empowered and happy and stable again. Just being single, just being taking care of what needs to be taken care of and not giving my energy or anything to unnecessary things. So I guess this is what I wanted to share right now. I might continue about this topic sometime, but anyway, these are what I really think are the most important most important things, because you need to be breaking off the trauma bond, the codependency, because you cannot be going back to them anymore. So they might try to manipulate you and control you, have power over you, but that is as long as you keep in touch somehow. So do not reach out to them anymore. Block them. They are not healthy for you, and they won't be. As always, thank you for supporting my work and becoming my one-on-one client, purchasing my self-help book, and of course liking this video, sharing this to fellow empaths and highly sensitive people, especially if you are women out there, earth angels, starseeds, God's chosen ones. We are really about healing and peace and love and joy. And as always, you can of course reach out to me on Instagram if you have questions about working with me. For example, do follow me there as well. Support my work there as well. And on Threads app, of course, if you are also using that one. And much love. I just wanted to add that if you are in the situation that you are living with this person, of course, in that case as well, you need to be able to find some safe place. You need to be able to take your stuff and leave, especially if you have children. You might have to call the police and file them for a report. But the most important thing is that especially if you are very scared and shocked right now, and for example, you have just found out that they are a narcissist and they have cheated on you, for example, things like that. Yes, you can be very in shock. But again, as I always say, you have to be the adult one. You have to be taking the high road to protecting the safety of you and your children, your pets. So please do act on this, to grab your things, your pets, your kids, and go. And ask for help. If you don't have help available, you don't have a car, you don't have a place to go, just like I said, call the police if you need to, or call some safe house or someone that can help you, because you need help and support in this situation and you deserve to have it. So anything that you do that is healthy and healing is good. That feeds safety and peace of mind. Respectful people, healthy people, trustworthy people are important. People who can actually understand the severity of this situation. I never had those people, so I've been so hurt. I'm feeling like there's no tomorrow, or like I didn't have any self-worth and none of those things. It was just all about suffering. So this is not a healthy mindset, a healthy state of being at all, that you are just, thinking against yourself. So not okay. And of course, remembering that healthy communication, healthy kinds of disagreements or arguments do not involve physical abuse. They are not domestic violence. So again, this is a big difference that you might want to remind yourself of, because you need to be breaking off the trauma bond, the codependency situation, those energies, those attachments, because you cannot be attached to someone who is hurting you, who is destroying you and your life, and maybe your children, your entire life in you know, every sense of the word. So you have to take a stand and protect yourself and your things, your children. And again, if you need more help and support, read the text below my video on my YouTube channel, or if you come to my Instagram, of course you can DM me there. You can also send me an email if you are interested in booking a session and you don't find a suitable time on my schedule. And of course, feel free to comment on my threads, posts as well. But anyway, this is of course if you are in a urgent situation and you need help and support. So don't hesitate to reach out and book a call with me, because I can help with that as well. I completely understand, because I've been in those situations too many times alone and I didn't have the right kind of support.